Number 1. The 1986 Dodge W150, listed at $4,400 and located in Fleetwood, North Carolina. Here we got a true slice of American truck history, the 1986 Dodge W150. This isn't just another old pickup. This is one of those square-body Dodges that's tough, simple, and built to keep working long after others have given up. This particular truck shows 120,250 miles on the odometer, and it comes with an automatic transmission, making it an easy driver even by today's standards. The seller originally picked it up as a birthday gift to himself, hoping to tinker on it with his son. But life has a way of shifting priorities, and now, this truck is looking for its next home, and maybe its next project partner. Mechanically, a lot of the important work has already been done. The master cylinder, brakes, and rotors have been replaced. The radiator and hoses are new, along with the water pump, thermostat, starter, and alternator. Even the tires have been swapped out for a gently used set, so you're not starting from square one. The 4x4 system is functional, meaning this W150 is still ready for work, play, or just tackling rough country roads when you need it. Inside, you won't just find bare-bones utility. The seller also installed a functioning Bluetooth radio, so while you're rolling down the road in a classic Dodge, you can still stream your favorite music or take calls hands-free. Of course, it's worth remembering, this is a nearly 40-year-old truck. It's not perfect, and it does need some TLC. But that's exactly where the charm lies. For anyone looking for a reliable base to restore, customize, or simply enjoy as is, this Dodge has all the right bones. Trucks like this were built to last, with stout frames and rugged drivetrains, and it's rare to find one today that's still running and driving well without being beaten into the ground. The asking price is $4,400, but the seller is also open to trades, with a special interest in Toyotas. He's even willing to pay the difference in value if the deal is right. That kind of flexibility makes this an appealing opportunity for anyone looking to get into a classic 4x4 without breaking the bank. The 1986 Dodge W150 in Fleetwood, North Carolina, a running, driving, four-wheel drive classic pickup with fresh mechanical work and plenty of life left. Whether you're after a project truck, a weekend cruiser, or just something cool to keep around, this Dodge is ready for its next chapter. Number 2. The 1974 F250 Longbed, listed at $6,800 and located in Walkersville, Maryland. Here we have a truck that defines the golden era of Ford pickups, the 1974 F250 Ranger. Finished in a naturally aged patina that tells its own story, this classic Longbed exudes presence, character, and the unmistakable charm of a well-used, well-loved workhorse. Under the hood sits the legendary 390 cubic inch V8, paired with an automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive. It's showing 51,950 miles on the odometer, though it's more likely to be 151,950, and still, it starts up, runs, drives, and stops just as a good old truck should. The frame is solid, an important detail when you're dealing with vintage pickups like this. It rolls on a set of American Racing Outlaw 2 wheels, wrapped in Michelin Defender LTX tires, giving it both style and dependability. This is a truck that doesn't just look good in photos. It stands tall in person and draws attention wherever it goes. Now, it's worth noting the honest disclosures. It does have a high idle, and it can jerk a bit when shifting into first or reverse. There's a transmission pan leak. The fuel gauge isn't working and the exhaust shows some rust. Nothing unusual for a nearly 55-year-old truck, but worth knowing. Recently, the seller drove it out to Heritage Park for a photo session. It idled out briefly when parked, then fired back up and drove home without issue. That alone shows the heart this old Ford still has. The recommendation is straightforward. A carburetor adjustment and a general once-over would bring this truck back into prime running shape, especially since it's been sitting for about a year. There's also a bit of history here. The truck was garage kept for years, and its prior owner mainly used it locally, hauling wood. That a far cry from the hard, punishing use many of these F250s endured. Meaning this one has lived a relatively good life. At the asking price of $6,800, you're getting more than just a classic pickup. You're buying a piece of Americana, a truck that represents strength, utility, and character from an era when vehicles were built to last. Whether you want to preserve the patina and drive it as a head-turning survivor, or use it as a solid base for a full restoration, this Ford has the bones to do either. Located in Walkersville, Maryland, with a clean title in hand, the seller does recommend bringing a trailer or at least having AAA on standby for transport. That's just common sense with any vintage vehicle. The 1974 F250 Ranger Longbed, a rugged, classic truck with presence, power, and plenty potential. Number 3. The 1970 Dodge Ram 3500 Club Cab Long Bed, listed at $7,500 and located in Tallahassee, Florida. Now here's something you don't see every day, a super rare 1970 Dodge Camper Special, also known today as the Ram 3500 Club Cab Long Bed. With only 77,573 miles on the clock and an automatic transmission, this truck comes with a backstory that's just as unique as the truck itself. Under the hood sits a 440 engine pulled from a late 60s stock car, backed by a built 727 transmission and a tough Dana rear end. To add to the fun, it even comes equipped with nitrous. That setup alone makes this Dodge far from your average one-ton pickup. On top of that, it's an AIC truck with crank windows, blending utility and comfort in true camper special style. This truck isn't just rare because of the configuration. It also has some serious history. In the late 1980s and 1990s, this Dodge was a well-known street racing truck in Central Florida. It wasn't just a participant, either. It was featured in advertising for the 1992 spring race at Daytona Speedway, cementing its place in local automotive culture. That kind of provenance makes this more than just a project. It's a collectible piece of muscle truck history. Now, let's be clear. This is a truck that needs restoration. The seller is upfront about that. While it does run and drive, it will need to be towed for safe transport. Still, the bones are here. A one-ton Dodge Camper Special with legendary motor, period racing history, and rarity that makes it stand out in any collection. At the asking price of $7,500, this is an opportunity that doesn't come along often. Trucks like this don't just pop up every day. And if it weren't for a must-sell situation, the seller admits it probably wouldn't even be on the market at all. Located in Tallahassee, Florida, this truck is looking for a new owner to bring it back to glory. Whether that's as a full restoration project, a period-correct street machine, or simply preserved as a piece of Dodge's racing-inspired truck heritage. The 1970 Dodge Ram 3500 Club Cab Long Bed Camper Special, rare, powerful, and full of history. Number 4. The 1966 Ford F-150, listed at $9,600 and located in Union Grove, Alabama. Meet Gus, a true slice of classic American truck history. This 1966 Ford F-100 comes powered by a 352 FE-V8 engine paired with a 3-on-the-tree manual transmission, giving you that authentic driving experience that only a vintage pickup can deliver. It's a Longbed, 2-wheel drive workhorse, equipped with a true dual glass pack exhaust that not only performs well, but also turns heads with its unmistakable sound. This isn't just transportation. It's a certified head turner that brings smiles everywhere it goes. Gus has been well cared for and comes with thoughtful updates to keep him running strong. It's fitted with a brand new carburetor and throttle cable, along with nearly new tires that give you peace of mind on the road. The truck also includes a trim piece for the driver's side door and the gas pedal, which haven't yet been installed, so the next owner can decide exactly how to finish it. On top of that, it comes with a box of extra parts and even a toolbox from the same era, an authentic touch that ties this classic together. This truck has been in the same hands for the past 4 years, bringing plenty of joy and unforgettable drives. Whether you're after a solid vintage cruiser or a weekend showpiece, or just a piece of Ford history to add to your collection, Gus is ready for his next adventure. Come take it for a spin, see it in person, and you'll understand why these mid-60s Fords are so beloved. Feel free to reach out with questions or request more pictures. Trucks like this don't just sit around for long. Gus is waiting for his next caretaker. Number 5. The 1978 Ford F-150 Longbed, listed at $18,500 and located in Somerset, Kentucky. Here's a rare find for classic truck enthusiasts. A true Montana survivor that has only recently made its way east. This 1978 Ford F-150 Longbed has spent its entire life in the dry climate of Montana, a state where roads aren't salted in the winter. That means no hidden rust, no rotten frame, just clean, solid bones, an incredibly well-preserved truck that's ready for the road. The story of this pickup adds to its charm. It was purchased 3 years ago from a retired mechanic in Great Falls, Montana, a man known for building a fresh, dense-side F-150 each summer. He kept this one in excellent shape, with a list of upgrades and refurbishments that make it stand tall among other trucks of its era. At that time, the truck received a fresh coat of paint, a brand new seat, new tinted glass all around, a rebuilt 4-speed manual transmission, new front brakes, a freshened up rear end, and a new starter. And the improvements didn't stop there. Within the past couple weeks, the truck has been treated to a brand new set of tires, new rear brakes, and a new emergency brake system. Under the hood, the reliable 400 V8 engine fires right up without hesitation, delivering the kind of power and sound that make these late 70s Fords so beloved. The 4-wheel drive system is fully functional, so whether you want to keep on the pavement or venture off-road, it's ready to go. Now, to be clear, this isn't a showroom-perfect collectible. It's meant to be enjoyed. It does have a minor coolant leak and a few oil drips here and there, but nothing that gets in the way of its strong performance. This is what you call a very nice driver. A truck you can hop in, cruise, and enjoy without worrying about babying it. With its clean Montana title, preserved frame, and the kind of upkeep you rarely see in a truck of this vintage, this F-150 offers excellent value at its price point. If you've been looking for a classic that's solid, dependable, and loaded with history, this one's worth a serious look. DM for more photos, more details, or to schedule a time to see it in person. Trucks like this, especially rust-free Montana survivors, don't come around often. Number 6. The 1984 Ford F-150 Longbed, listed at $4,200 and located in Forestville, California. Here we have a true working-class classic, a truck that's proven itself time and again as a dependable, long-haul warrior. This 1984 Ford F-150 Longbed may not be a show queen, but it carries a kind of grit, reliability, and character that make it stand out in today's world of overcomplicated pickups. The owner purchased about 3 years ago and immediately invested around $4,000 into engine work and miscellaneous repairs to breathe new life into this vintage Ford. Thanks to that effort, the truck fires up without hesitation every time and is more than capable of tackling long distances with confidence. In fact, it's already made the journey from the North Bay to Southern California and back 3 times, proving it can hold its own both on highways and local roads. This F-150 has primarily been used as a summer driver, averaging less than 1,000 miles per year since its revival. It's equipped with dual gas tanks, a feature that speaks to its long-haul practicality, and carries a clean title. The odometer reads 34,381 miles. Though, as with many trucks of this age, the actual mileage is unknown. Cosmetically, it's honest about its age. The interior and dash are not perfect, but those are easy cosmetic fixes for anyone wanting to restore it further. What matters most is that the bones are solid, the truck runs strong, and it still offers that classic F-150 driving experience that enthusiasts know and love. If you're looking for a classic truck you can rely on, one with proven road history, a solid investment in mechanical upkeep, and plenty of potential for someone who wants to add their own touch, this 1984 F-150 Longbed is well worth considering. At $4,200, it's a budget-friendly entry into vintage truck ownership with a ton of life left to give. Text for more information, additional photos, or to schedule a time to check it out. This old warrior has more miles and memories to create. Maybe with you behind the wheel. Number 7. The 1960 Ford F-100. Listed at $8,500 and located in Cottonwood. This isn't just another old truck sitting in a driveway. This is a third-generation Ford F-100, one of the most sought-after classic pickups out there, and it comes with a story built on family, time, and care. The seller has owned this F-100 since 2000, a project he and his father poured countless hours into. For them, it wasn't just about turning wrenches. It was about creating memories. Now, after years of mostly sitting idle and only being driven around the block, it's ready for its next chapter with a new owner. Mechanically, this truck packs more than just nostalgia. Under the hood sits a Chevy 350 engine, rebuilt by a machine shop and fitted with 2.02 heads from Flint, Michigan, dating back to 1967. It's paired with Chevy Turbo, 400 automatic transmission, and a brand new Holley 450 carburetor. Supporting systems have also been updated. A new radiator, hoses, and thermostat keep things cool, while the brakes, including the slave and master cylinders, have all been replaced for peace of mind. The rear differential has been rebuilt with higher gearing, new wheel bearings have been installed, and the truck has been heavily undercoated to guard against rust and road noise. Comfort and practicality weren't forgotten either. Inside, the truck is wired with plenty of extras, lights, and even a Viper security system with door pin locks. A Pioneer stereo is ready to provide the soundtrack for your drives, while an air horn system with compressor adds some real personality. Out back, an aluminum toolbox offers storage, and a new aluminum gas tank is already in place. For those who value originality, the original tailgate is included, though it's not yet painted. Of course, like any classic, it has its quirks. The tires still have tread but need replacement due to sun cracks, and there are some rust spots around the doors and step boards. It's not quite ready to be a daily driver without some TLC, but it's a solid platform with most of the heavy lifting already done. The seller has priced it fairly at $8,500 and asks to meet buyers in person in Cottonwood. If it's the right fit, delivery within 3 to 4 hours can be arranged for a reasonable fee. This 1960 Ford F-100 isn't just a truck. It's a piece of history, a family project, and a chance to carry forward the legacy of one of Ford's most iconic generations. With the right owner, it can be brought back to life as either a weekend cruiser or a show-stopping classic. Number 8. The 1977 Ford F-250 Highboy, priced at $12,000 and located in Aurora. Here's a truck that brings together rugged durability, classic styling, and just the right amount of history to make it special. This 1977 Ford F-250 Highboy comes with a clean title and is ready for its next chapter. Known for their tall stance and reputation as some of Ford's toughest workhorses, the Highboys have become incredibly sought after among collectors and enthusiasts. This particular truck has just 46,200 miles showing on the odometer and comes equipped with a manual transmission. Somewhere along the way, a prior owner swapped in a stout 460 cubic inch V8, giving this Highboy a serious punch of power under the hood. It's paired with a reliable MP4 35 4-speed manual and a divorced MP205 transfer case, all sitting on a solid setup with Spicer hubs, a Dana 44 front axle, and a Dana 60 rear axle. This isn't just a showpiece. It's a truck built to work and built to last. The seller has already invested in plenty of maintenance to keep this F-250 running strong. Recently, all the gear oil was changed along with a fresh oil service, leaving only the coolant on the list for the next owner. Over the course of ownership, they've installed a new front windshield and back window, replaced the brake calipers, brake lines, and rear brake line, added a new master cylinder and brake booster, and even replaced the Riverside floor pan. The voltage regulator has been swapped out, the exhaust hanger refreshed, and the gauge cluster rebuilt with a brand new circuit pad. This is the kind of attention to detail that keeps a classic like this reliable for years to come. From what the seller can tell, this truck has spent its life in Colorado, which means it hasn't seen the same kind of rust issues that plague Highboys from other regions. Out on the open road, it handles the highway with ease, cruising comfortably at 65 to 70 miles per hour. Ultimately, this isn't just a vintage truck. It's a well-preserved piece of Ford history that's already had a great deal of restoration and care put into it. Whether you're looking for a strong driver, a foundation for a full restoration, or just a classic Highboy to call your own, this 1977 F-250 is ready to deliver. Number 9. The 1979 Chevy truck, priced at $15,000 and located in Pittsburgh. Here we got a classic American workhorse that has stood the test of time, a 1979 Chevy truck in excellent condition. With only 78,000 miles showing on the odometer, this square-body Chevy has plenty of life left, and it's the kind of truck that turns heads wherever it goes. These late 70s Chevys have become icons in the classic truck world, prized for their boxy styling, rugged build, and undeniable presence on the road. This example comes equipped with a strong V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission, making it both powerful and easy to drive. It's a true 4x4. So whether you're planning to use it as a weekend cruiser, a farm truck, or even take it off-road, this Chevy is ready to handle the job. The clean title is another big plus, giving you peace of mind that this truck is ready for a smooth sale and transfer. The exterior wears a custom paint job that really makes it stand out. Unlike so many trucks of this era that are plagued by rust or years of hard work, this one has been well cared for, keeping its body in excellent shape. The interior and mechanicals are reported to be solid, making it the kind of classic you can buy and drive without a huge list of immediate projects. At $15,000, it's priced right in line with the current market for clean, rust-free, late 70s Chevy trucks, especially ones with four-wheel drive. This is a truck that's both collectible and usable, striking the perfect balance between vintage style and everyday function. If you've been looking for a solid square body to add to your garage, this 1979 Chevy in Pittsburgh might be the one. With its combination of low mileage, strong V8 power, clean title, and custom look, it's the kind of classic pickup that won't stick around long. Number 10. The 1979 Ford F-150 short bed, listed for $17,000 and located in Atlanta, Georgia. Here we have a true classic from Ford's golden era of pickups, a 1979 Ford F-150 short bed model, ready to turn heads with its timeless style and reliable performance. This particular truck has only 10,000 miles showing, paired with an automatic transmission, making it a rare find for enthusiasts looking for a well-preserved piece of Ford history. Under the hood, you'll find a proven 5.8-liter V8 engine, a powerhouse of its time that still delivers the strength and smoothness you'd expect from a classic Ford. This one is an Explorer Edition, which means it came with additional trim and styling details that set apart from standard models back in the day. The short bed configuration also makes it more desirable, offering a sportier look and better maneuverability compared to the long bed versions. The 1979 F-150 was the last year of the sixth-generation body style, a design that's become iconic among collectors for its boxy stance, clean lines, and rugged durability. These trucks were built to last, and today they represent both a piece of Americana and a solid investment for classic truck lovers. Cosmetically, this truck presents itself as a strong candidate for someone who wants a weekend cruiser, a showpiece at local meets, or even a reliable driver with old-school charm. With a clean body, sharp stance, and Ford's unmistakable late 70s styling, this F-150 checks a lot of boxes for collectors and drivers alike. At $17,000, it's priced right in the sweet spot for short bed classics in good condition, especially with the Explorer Edition trim and low miles. Whether you're a Ford loyalist, a vintage truck enthusiast, or simply someone who appreciates the raw simplicity and durability of late 70s pickups, this truck is worth a serious look. If you're in Atlanta or the surrounding area and searching for a clean, classic pickup that blends history, performance, and collectability, this 1979 Ford F-150 short bed could be the perfect addition to your garage. Trucks like this don't stay on the market long, especially when they're well kept and ready for their next adventure. Number 11. The 1984 Dodge Ram 350, listed for $2,700 and located in Butte, Montana. Here's a heavy-duty workhorse with decades of history, a 1984 Dodge Ram 350, also known as a D352WD pickup. This truck has been in the same neighborhood for years, purchased from the seller's neighbor about 15 years ago, and it's been driven regularly up until just a few months back. Under the hood is a reliable 5.9-liter 360 V8 engine paired with a 4-speed manual transmission and 4.10 gears, giving it the strength and torque needed to handle tough jobs. The neighbor's husband had the engine rebuilt back in 2009 at Cliffs Automotive in Whitehall. At that time, the front and rear ends were gone through, the brakes were replaced, and the driveline was serviced. While receipts weren't located, the truck has approximately 20,000 miles on all that work since. The odometer quit earlier this year, but it's sitting at just over 166,000 miles overall. One of the big selling points here is its history. This Dodge spent most of its life in Winnemucca, Nevada, which means it's free of the cancerous rust that plagues so many trucks of this era. The body does carry its share of dings and dents, but nothing out of character for a 40-plus-year-old pickup. The tailgate is nearly perfect, a rare find for trucks from the early 80s. Mechanically, it's ready to go. It runs and drives well, with a fresh Napa Legend battery installed. Tires are about 50 to 60% tread remaining, and it comes with 2 new studded snow tires mounted on rims to the rear, perfect for Montana winters. The oil has been changed religiously every 2,000 miles with Napa 5 W30, showing the care it's received over the years. The only real needs at this point are a new bottom seat cover and a set of wiper blades. Simple fixes for someone looking to get a solid old Dodge back on the road. This Ram 350 carries a clean, clear, notarized title in the seller's name and is priced to sell at just $2,700 cash. It's being sold only because the owner inherited a 2002 Ford F-250 and doesn't need 2 pickups. For someone looking for a dependable classic Dodge with a strong drivetrain and nearly rust-free history, this is a golden opportunity. If you're near Butte and want a heavy-duty vintage Dodge that's been well cared for and is ready for work or weekend cruising, this 1984 Ram 350 is a truck you don't want to miss. Number 12. The 1974 Chevy C20, listed at $15,000 and located in Redding, California. Here's a well-kept survivor with modern upgrades and a fresh heart. A 1974 Chevrolet C20 pickup that's ready to hit the road or serve as the perfect foundation for a full restoration. With just 105,200 miles on the clock, this truck has lived a careful life. The original owner used it primarily with a cab-over camper, which helped protect the bed and keep the truck out of harsh duty work. Now, under the care of its third owner, it's received plenty of attention to keep it running strong and looking sharp. Power comes from a 5.7-liter 350 small block V8 that was rebuilt less than 2,000 miles ago. That fresh engine is paired with a Phytec throttle body fuel injection system with Forestville, a mild performance cam, and headers, upgrades that make it both reliable for modern driving and plenty of fun when you step on the throttle. It runs and sounds great, delivering the classic Chevy truck feel with the benefit of modern drivability. A long list of new components has been added, making this truck as close to turnkey as you'll find for a C20 of this vintage. The upgrades include a Dakota digital instrument cluster, a new stereo and speakers, LED headlights and taillights, a fresh grille, dash pad, interior door panels with new window felts, and brand new carpet. It's also received new rims, dual fuel tanks with a transfer valve and switch, alternator, starter, and even the air conditioning system has been addressed. The body is straight and solid, making it a perfect candidate for a fresh paint job, the next step in transforming the Chevy into a showstopper. Mechanically and cosmetically, much of the hard work has already been done, leaving the buyer with a truck that's basically new under the skin. This C20 isn't just a classic. It's a piece of history that's been given modern touches to make it more enjoyable and practical for today. Whether you're looking for a solid driver, a weekend hauler, or the base for a high-level restoration, this truck is ready to deliver. Offered at $15,000 with a clean history, this 1974 Chevy C20 in Redding is an opportunity to own a well-preserved, tastefully upgraded classic that's ready for its next chapter. Number 13. The 1986 Chevrolet C10, listed at $12,000, is located in Houston, Texas. This classic 2 WD Longbed pickup shows just 84,090 miles on the odometer and comes with an automatic transmission. For being nearly 4 decades old, the truck is in fairly decent shape. The body still presents well, carrying that square body style that has become iconic among collectors and truck enthusiasts. The 1986 model year was right at the end of Chevrolet's third-generation C/K series, and trucks like this are highly sought after today, both for their classic looks and for the strong aftermarket support available. Mechanically, the C10 will start and idle just fine, which is always a good sign. However, the seller notes that it does need a new transmission before it's fully roadworthy again. That makes this truck a great candidate for someone looking for a relatively light project, especially if you're already considering an upgrade. Many enthusiasts take the opportunity to swap in a modern overdrive transmission, or even go with a built performance setup to match their plans for the truck. The seller also emphasizes that the truck comes with a clean and clear title, which is always reassuring when shopping for a classic vehicle. At $12,000, this C10 is priced with its condition and potential in mind. For someone who wants to bring an 80s Chevy truck back to daily driver status, or even use it as a foundation for a full custom build, this could be an ideal candidate. Square-bodied Chevys have been climbing in value steadily over the past decade, and trucks like this, especially long beds in honest condition, offer a lot of opportunities. Whether you're thinking about restoring it to original condition, giving a fresh paint job, or even bagging it for a custom lowrider look, the platform is versatile and widely supported. So, if you're in Houston or nearby and you've been searching for a classic Chevy pickup with solid body, low mileage, and room for upgrades, this 1986 Chevrolet C10 just might be worth a closer look. Number 14. The 1986 Ford F-250 HD Longbed, listed for just $800, is located in Turtle Creek, West Virginia. This heavy-duty pickup shows only 50,000 miles on the odometer and comes equipped with a manual transmission. Under the hood, it's powered by Ford's legendary 6.9-liter IDI diesel engine, paired with a 4-speed manual and a 4x4 drivetrain. Trucks like this were built to last, known for their raw pulling power and durability. While this one does need a little mechanical attention, it offers a strong foundation for someone looking for a budget-friendly project. According to the seller, the truck needs a fuel line installed and the system properly bled before it's fully road-ready. It's already had a new starter put in, though the wiring still needs to be run. Once those items are addressed, this F-250 has the potential to get back on the road or back to work without too much trouble. On the cosmetic side, the body does show some rust, which is expected on a nearly 40-year-old workhorse. However, the frame itself is described as spotless, always a major plus when evaluating an older truck. That means the structure is solid, giving the next owner a lot more flexibility in deciding whether to restore, modify, or simply use it as is. The seller is open to selling outright or even trading. Specifically, they mention being willing to trade for a ready-to-run 351 Windsor engine, which suggests they're also a Ford enthusiast looking for the right project. At a price point of just $800, this 1986 Ford F-250 HD Longbed represents an affordable entry into classic truck ownership. Whether you're after a diesel-powered work truck, a restoration candidate, or just a rugged 4x4 project, this one checks a lot of boxes. For someone who knows their way around a wrench, it could be a bargain worth grabbing before it's gone. Number 15. The 1949 GMC 3/4 ton pickup, listed at $3,200, is located in Auberry, California. This vintage truck is a sought-after 5-window model, a design that has become iconic among classic American pickups. While it's currently not running, the body itself is described as nearly complete, with only small areas of rust to contend with. For a truck that's more than 70 years old, that's a big advantage, especially for enthusiasts who know how much time and cost full rust repair can add to a restoration. What makes this one even more appealing is that all the glass and seals are new, saving the next owner a good chunk of work and expense. This GMC doesn't come with a title, which means a buyer will need to go through the process of securing one depending on state regulations. Still, with the right paperwork steps, this can become a solid project with a ton of potential. The styling of the late 1940s GMC pickups remains one of the most recognizable of the era. With its rounded fenders, tall grille, and the distinctive 5-window cab, it's a truck that stands out at shows on the road or even as a restored farm-use classic. Collectors and builders alike seek these models not only for their looks, but also for their rugged build quality that define post-war American trucks. For anyone looking to take on a classic restoration project, this 1949 GMC could be the perfect starting point. It already has the key pieces in place, including solid bodywork and new glass, making it much easier to bring back to life. Whether you envision a faithful original restoration, a patina cruiser that celebrates its age, or even a custom hot rod build, the foundation is right here. At $3,200, it's priced in a range that makes sense for a project truck of this era and condition. Opportunities like this don't last long, especially when it's a classic 5-window GMC. For the right buyer, this could be the beginning of a rewarding journey to put a piece of American automotive history back on the road.